Every legend leaves a trace. Some linger in memory, others in things that were never meant to fall into human hands. In the Myths Belief Store, you'll find artifacts, talismans, and relics steeped in the darkness of ancient faiths. Enter if you dare to touch what is forgotten and terrifying. Link in the description. On misty mornings along the rivers of Ireland, warriors whispered about her with fear and fascination. About a woman who appeared on battlefields before the first drop of blood was even spilled. About a being who could change shape, vanish into shadow, and appear wherever death was already certain. When crows began circling above the ground and the wind carried a strange metallic scent, everyone knew she was near. Morrigan, the goddess of war, fate, and destiny. The one who did not merely watch battles, but shaped them. Her presence was an omen, a warning of something unstoppable. In the stories, Morrigan has no single form. Sometimes she appears as a young woman with black hair and eyes like the night. Other times she is an old crone with a face carved by deep wrinkles. And most often she takes the form of a crow or a raven, hovering above the battlefield. Her body could shift at will, and her voice was said to sound like the echo of many women speaking at once. In some legends, she wore red garments symbolizing blood and fire. In others, she was naked, covered only in tattoos and runes. Morrigan was beautiful and terrifying at the same time. She could seduce, warn, curse, and destroy. She was like a storm that arrives suddenly and changes everything it touches. In Celtic belief, Morrigan was one of the most powerful goddesses. She was called the Phantom Queen, the great goddess of war, and sometimes even the embodiment of fate itself. She appeared before battles to foretell victory or defeat. She could strengthen warriors or strip them of courage. In some tales, she aided heroes, while in others, she brought about their downfall. Her relationship with the legendary Cuchulainn is one of the most famous examples. She tried to seduce him, to warn him, and when he rejected her, she became his adversary. She appeared before him in many forms, and in the end, when he died, she perched on his shoulder as a crow. In Celtic symbolism, the crow was a sign of death, but also of rebirth. Morrigan was therefore not only a goddess of war, but also of the cycle of life and death. She was a force that could not be stopped or ignored. She was like destiny itself, always finding a way. In some myths, Morrigan did not act alone. She formed a triad with two other goddesses, Bad and Macha, who together represented different aspects of war and fate. Bad was the bloody raven, the harbinger of death. Macha was the goddess of strength, fertility, and vengeance. Together they formed a single being with three faces, capable of appearing in any form. This triple nature made Morrigan even more unpredictable. She could be a protector, a destroyer, or all things at once. Celtic warriors believed that if Morrigan appeared before a battle, the outcome was already decided. There was no point in fighting against destiny. In pop culture, Morrigan appears in many forms. In the series Merlin, she is portrayed as Morgana, a powerful sorceress, though far removed from the original myth. In the game Dragon Age Origins, Morrigan is one of the central characters, inspired by the Celtic goddess, mysterious, dangerous, and unpredictable. In The Witcher 3, the motif of three ravens and powerful women of fate also echoes Morrigan and her triple nature. In comics and fantasy literature, she often appears as a war goddess who manipulates people to bring about conflict. In mythological studies, she is described as one of the most complex goddesses in Europe, combining beauty, terror, magic, and inevitability. Her image has changed over the centuries, but she has always remained a symbol of power that does not ask for permission. Morrigan continues to fascinate because she embodies what people fear most: the unpredictability of fate, war that arrives without warning, death that cannot be deceived, but also the power that can create and destroy. She is one of those figures that cannot be confined to a single definition. She is like a shadow appearing at the edge of worlds, like a crow perched on a branch, watching as if it knows more than it should. And now a question for you. How do you imagine Morrigan? As a beautiful woman, as a crow, as a warrior, or something entirely different? Do you think she was more of a protector of warriors or a herald of their end? And which pop culture version do you like the most? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoy dark goddesses, ancient legends, and mythologies full of mystery, leave a sub and a like so you don't miss the next episodes.